Hi, welcome to Goats Gardens and Healthy Tips. It is November 2nd today and winter is coming. We had about 3 inches of snow on Halloween, which was unexpected and unfortunate. We had the same thing last Halloween. So it is just almost melted now a couple days later, and it is a nicer day today. It's in the 50s, but it was kind of a wake-up call that I need to get everything ready for winter. So last winter was our first winter with our chickens, and we were just doing the best we could, but I want to make it better for them this winter. And so what we were planning to do is they really like to hang out underneath the coop in the rocks there. And it does give them some shelter. Also, I have their water here, which I hook up to a heat plate so that keeps that from freezing unless it's extreme cold. But I wanted to enclose a little bit so that they have their sandbox, so that could stay out of the snow and the cold, and their water, and just to have a little bit more of an enclosure for them for the really snowy, cold winter days. They do get out, and they are out in the winter, but we have some extreme weather here. We're in Minnesota, and we have some extreme weather, and I just don't like to keep them cooped up in the coop, and I want them to be able to be out. So I thought if we could just create a little space for them that is underneath their coop that stays dry and a little bit warmer. So Bob's got an idea of what to do here, and he's the builder guy, so we'll let him do his magic. We do have this other spot here, which I did that video on for last winter, where we made this little tent for him, and we're going to take the canvas, or that's a sunscreen off that we used this summer, and put the plastic back on there. I did order some 10 mil plastic, so hopefully that will last. We had a little bit of rippage last winter with a thinner plastic, and they did like that. It created a nice sunny, warm spot for them on the sunny days in the winter. So we'll do that again, but I did want to just try to do something here to give them a little bit more protection where they like to hang out under the coop there. And so Bob has an idea of what we can do to do kind of the same type of thing, make an angled tent coming down from the roof there, and enclose this front part in plastic somehow so that I can still get in and change the water. And the little things I have out here of the oyster shell and the grit and stuff, I might have to relocate that, but that's fine too. And of course I had an idea of putting something up the side and then making something makeshift across the top, but his thoughts are better that if we get 2 feet of snow or something and it's heavy, that's going to be really a hassle to try to get off, and it's probably going to break through. So he's going to do more like an angle type of situation where the snow can fall down it, and that will work out, but it'll still get them some shelter. So anyways, we're going to go make that, and then we will start again when we get it together. Okay, so we got the plastic on. It's a 10 mil plastic, and Bob's just stapling it to the frame. And then we left this excess on here because we're gonna use that to connect out there to the part of the coop. So we'll bring it out there like this, and then we'll see how we can connect it out there. Okay, well, we have wrapped up getting chickens ready for winter, and I'm so glad we did because we woke up to snowing this morning. Yesterday it rained so hard all day. It was probably about 40 degrees, and it was supposed to be rain again today with 40, but it ended up being below freezing, and we had snow today. So it's been melting a little bit. There's still snow covering their little house here, a little bit in the pasture yet, but it's still really cold. It's just probably barely above freezing right now, and it's supposed to be cold tonight. So winter is here officially, I would say. Anyways, I will show you what we finished doing here. I'm just feeling really pleased about this, and the chickens are enjoying it. So we got this little A-frame attached here to the side of the chicken coop, and that went really well. Bob built that, and just with some scraps that we had in the garage, and then I had gotten this really heavy plastic. It's like a 10 mil plastic, and he just made a frame, and we put a board up onto the chicken coop that he nailed it to, and then we'll just take it off in the spring and be able to save the frame for next winter. Put this board along here that we stapled the plastic to and connected to, and then this is that piece that we were going to put down along here. First of all, we got some bricks that we had, extra bricks. So everything we had, it was just extra stuff in the garage, which was nice. So there's a row of some patio blocks here to just kind of help hold it in place there. And then also along here, and then this piece right here was really crazy because I keep extra pallet type things that we get things on, and this was a piece of a pallet, and we had a couple of smaller ones that I thought we were going to use, and then I measured this one and it exactly fit in this spot where we needed it. It was crazy. So anyways, that worked out super good, and what we did was we just used this pallet piece and put the plastic on it. We've got these little bungees. This one wraps around the back side here with a nail right here. And just put these eye hooks in here. This one connects up to this screw. So anyways, that way we can just, when I say we, I mean me, because I do the feeding and watering, but I can pull this out and get to their water, which is on the heated water plate right there. So anyways, that was the solution for that, to make it where I can get at it, but yet it keeps this nice and snug for, they can go under there for shelter, which I'll show you under here in just a minute. So I get this hooked back on again. Okay, so here is underneath now. And I put their food in here because it was snowing this morning and wet and icky. But they can be, and they have been under here. They really enjoy it. So this is my hoe I use for cleaning out the coop. So anyways, they can be under here if they choose to, and it'll get blocked from the north wind. It'll get blocked from that way, and it's just open on this side. So I feel like it will keep, when it's snowing out, it'll stay clear under here, that they can be under here. I put some scratch under here just now when I came out to let them scratch around. So that's kind of in the heated water, which is plugged in. The plate that the water sits on is right there, that I can get at that. So that works out pretty good, unless it's like way minus 20 or something, and then those don't keep up very well, and then I hope that the inside one will stay warm enough. So I'll show you that in a moment. So that worked out great. I'm super, super happy about that. I feel much better going into winter with this, so that they have a little bit more place to be. And we got their little tent recovered with the thicker plastic again. So as you can see, they like being in there. I had put some scratch in there when I came out too, and I put their food in here this morning because it was snowing out and wet out and just really nasty out this morning. So anyways, super happy about how this turned out. I still have their other water on the other side, which that was frozen this morning, so that'll be going pretty soon for the winter, but that's fine. Oh, and one other thing that we did over here was I have this other little table here that I put out here early this summer when the new chickens came in, the little ones that came in, and they were kind of hiding in the corner here, so I put this card table out here, and they stayed where they like to go under there. So I ended up, that was a nice sun break, and also like I can put one of their feet under there to keep from rain from getting on there. Next summer, I'm gonna move this water and level it out and put it underneath there so it stays out of the sun. Anyway, so Bob cut a piece of like siding board and put on there to make it more weatherproof, bolted it on, and I painted that. So I'm just leaving that in there as a permanent structure. I've got it tied on to the side of the fence there, so if it gets windy, it will stay put. So we got that done. I'll show you what we did inside. It's really nasty out today, but that's the way it goes. So one thing, one change I'm gonna make is, last winter, we had a little problem with some of the chickens getting frostbite. And, oh, the door is frozen shut here. On their combs. And we had a really pretty decent winter, pretty mild winter. And then we got a cold spell that went on for, I don't know, a week of like really big minus temperatures. And I don't know if it happened during that time or what, but that's when I think it happened. And this is frozen. Hold on. Okay. Anyways, what happened was I didn't know if it was just from them being out in the cold, and then I started just closing their doors so they couldn't get out of the coop during those days. And then also I know there's moisture issues that can happen. So I've made a few changes. We do have ventilation up in both sides in the back there, but this winter I'm going to leave these front windows cracked just a little bit, just to get some airflow in through the front here. Just a very tiny bit. There's just a little bit open, so it's not like a big gush of air coming in, but it'll let it breathe in here a little bit more. So I got their winter water set up. I just filled that up this morning, and I put some electrolytes and probiotic in there to help keep them healthy now. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. We got some fluttering. I've never seen them picking on each other like that. We had some flutter action going on. Anyways, okay, back to in here. So it's kind of dark, I can tell with the camera here, but I'm really excited about what we did in here because I just feel more comfortable, like if we get really cold weather, I'm doing the best I can. So I had this heater plate here last winter, and they're not like such a fire hazard like a heat lamp, so I feel a bit more safer about them. And it's not like they're blowing out air, but they heat up warm. If you touch them, they're real warm. And so just a little bit safer way for there to be some warmth. And then I got two more, and I'm going to see if I can get in here where you can see this. We mounted them on the ceiling right here, one and then the other one. They're hanging. I was going to put them on the back wall right here, but then I felt like that was going to be too close to their bodies when they're perching. I'm not sure about that, but I just didn't, I'm just trying to figure this out and stuff. But anyways, so we mounted them on the ceiling right here. And then of course, you got all the wires and everything, but we've got it figured out pretty good here. Bob put some little holders up there to hold the wires and everything. So that way, if we get that really cold spell, I'm not going to use it all the time, just when it's really cold. I know that chickens are adaptable. We've insulated this and everything, but man, when it's 20 below with a 30, 40 below wind chill or whatever, it's cold. So if it's really cold, I can turn those on, and I know that at least they're not going to freeze to death out here. It makes me feel better. And anyways, and the water works out pretty good. That last year during that really cold spell, that did freeze, and that was kind of a bummer. I had to bring it in and thaw it out and all that kind of stuff. So winter water in the cold climates is the worst part of the winter part, I would say, because you want them to always have good water and plenty of it, and it's a hassle. So now, if it's not like that super cold, these plug-in features work just fine. So anyways, I highly recommend, if anybody is just starting out in the northern climates, that you can have somehow to have some electricity and to be able to use plug-in water for your chickens or your goats or whatever, because it's really a lifesaver. So that's what we did for improvements. And close this up again. That's one problem too in the winter, is this gets really cold and my hands are freezing and it's hard to open and shut. But okay, here's the little girls under here now scratching around. So that's our improvements that we did for winter. I feel much more at ease with chickens for the winter right now. I just feel like they're going to have a little bit more place to be when it's really cold, and just feel better about it. And it's all stuff that we can take down in the spring and redo again next year.